Today we're heading into the black, and I'm gonna try my hands at being a hull seal for a day. Today's video is brought to you by GameGlass. GameGlass allows you to take control of your ship from a tablet or a phone. Not only that, but you also get on-screen information about your ship, your targets, and the world around you. So gone are the days where you have no more room for your key bindings, or you have to alt-tab out of the game to look up market data. On top of that, GameGlass also works with Star Citizens, so follow the link in the video description and try GameGlass for free. If you like it and want more shards and features, you can buy them individually, or you can subscribe to GlassPass. Use offer code DTEA on checkout and get 5% off your first purchase. So I have with me here one of the hull seals. Hello, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to have with you today. Could you just give a brief introduction? Who are you, and what's the hull seals? What do you guys do?
Thank you for having us. My name's Acastus. I'm one of the admins of the Hull Seals, and we, as the name might suggest, it's a fairly strange pun, fix people's hulls. Which is to say, we fix hull damage whenever and wherever it occurs. Whether that's crashing into a planet, or dropping into a stellar exclusion zone, or even combat damage. We also provide emergency services if your canopy has shattered and you're on life support, and some of us even rescue stuck SRVs from planetary surfaces. Oh,
I could actually have used that a few times in the last couple of weeks. How does a typical rescue? What is your typical? Should we call it customer? I don't know if that's the right term.
Client.
Client. Okay, client. What's the typical client? Are we talking? I've been talking new players. Is the players out in deep space? What does a typical rescue look like?
It's a mixture. We probably have more further afield than, for example, the fuel rats. You can run out of fuel absolutely anywhere, even in a populated system, for example. But we still get a fair number in the bubbles, or in the bubble or in the environs. But yeah, there have been some quite deep in space. Even one all the way out at Beagle Point.
So you actually had a guy fly from the bubble to Beagle Point to rescue a guy stuck out there with a broken hull?
Yes, we did.
Oh, that's cool. That's some dedication.
We don't generally tend to get call-outs from really deep in space with people who've only taken minor hull damage. It would take us... I mean, we're prepared to, but most people just wouldn't put out the call.
No, of course. Yeah, I mean, minor damages, so scruff and scratches, you can fix those on your own. But so I know you mentioned when we talked before that you divide your calls into different, you color code them basically in different categories.
Yes.
So how does that work? What is the different codes that you're using?
We've got 5 codes for our primary role of sealing hulls. Code green is anything above 50%, code amber is anything between 10 and 50%, and code red is below 10%. It doesn't really make a great deal of difference to the procedure. It's just if the client's only got 10% of their hull left, you do want to be very, very careful with what instructions you give them and how you maneuver around them.
Yeah, I can see it would be bad press if you come out to rescue someone at 5% hull and then accidentally bump into them and explode their ship.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. We also have the code blue, which is when someone is stuck in a neutron jet cone, either from a neutron star or a white dwarf. In those situations, all we can really do is provide advice. But if they manage to get out alive, then it becomes what we call the code black, which is where someone's canopy is broken and they're on emergency oxygen.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about from a user's perspective. Let's say I'm stuck somewhere and I'm on low hull. What do I do?
Well, assuming you know we exist, but if you don't, you can always go onto Reddit and presumably somebody will tell you. There's enough people who do know we exist. You would just Google hull seals, and we are presently the top of the list. There is a facility on our website to input your details, which will then link to an IRC portal, and will also ping our Discord that we have a client waiting and provide us the details for them.
I can see I'm on your homepage now, so if I went to request a repair, would that automatically then send a request to you guys? I'm not going to send in false requests.
It would That's the first stage. Then there are several options beyond that.
So I can
And then
click this save. Yeah, okay, I see. Okay, so I would go in here on your homepage, which is hullseals.space. Yeah, exactly. And then I could go and okay, yeah, is canopy broken? SLV is stuck. Okay, so you have all the different services in here, like what you want.
the entire server gets pinged as someone available, and one of the dispatchers on duty goes in and starts talking to the client, asking basic questions, what their situation is, how it arose, and so on.
Got it.
And meanwhile, SEALs that are available should be getting in game, working out exactly how far away they are, and if they're in a position to help, calling out their jump count. In the meantime, while the SEAL is proceeding out there, the dispatcher will do a few things with the client, ask them to friend their SEAL, make sure that both are in the same game mode. Then when they are, send a wing request and activate the beacon, and so on. And also, the most important part, given what we've just discussed, when the client has to lower either their landing gear or their fuel scoop, and the SEAL will do the same once they arrive. This prevents accidental boosting.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, smart. Okay, let's try to do a simulated rescue. Let's pretend that that I'm the hull SEAL, and you have contacted the SEALs through your homepage, and I got dispatched as the closest SEAL. So I would start by getting your commander name or a system name, or what would I get from the dispatch?
You'd get the commander name, the system that they're in, and the status of their hull and their canopy.
Got it. Okay. So we should start by probably getting winged up in game, I assume.
Normally, I would be friending you as the client.
Okay.
So that the SEAL can concentrate on jumping. And then I will send you the wing request at the dispatcher's instruction.
Okay. Yeah. So dispatch would tell you to go and wing me up, and in the meantime, I would have gotten your location. Now I know you are in Rubigo, and conveniently I'm 2 jumps away. Okay. I am in system. I should be able to see you there on the radar.
Okay. SEAL would acknowledge being in system. Dispatch would clear them for approach unless there was a particularly good reason not to.
Right. So I see you here. You have your landing gear.
Yep. You would deploy yours to prevent you boosting into me.
Yep. Then I would target lock you and just fire off a repair limpet. So what about how many limpets do you usually carry? Do you just carry a single 1A, or what kind of like outfitting do you recommend? Do you have recommended builds for rescuing?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 1A, class 1 repair limpets, we strongly advise against unless there's literally no other choice, because they take absolutely forever, especially with ships with really thick hulls. The class 3 has 3 times the repair limpet capacity per limpet.
And it takes the same time to repair.
Yeah. So it's generally the class 3 or the class 5. The class 7 is just too big, too heavy, and it doesn't really give a great advantage. We also suggest it be a class D rather than a class A.
For the mass.
Yeah, for the mass, and because there's no advantage. Class A has greater range, but we're parked next to one another, so that's really irrelevant.
Yeah. Okay, so my 1A was actually a super poor choice on my part.
Yeah, you'd have been better with a 3D, or better still, a 5D.
Yeah.
We do have a number of SEALs with Dolphin builds with a 5D.
That would be a good point to talk about. If people are interested in becoming a hull SEAL, how would they go about it, and what's the process people are going through?
Well, you can get in contact with us exactly the same way that you request a rescue. If you go onto our website and the request a repair option, the 5th option on the following page is just chatting, and you'll link into the general chat area of our IRC, where you can talk to us about who we are and what we do, and whether joining would be a good fit for you.
Perfect.
And what you'd need to do so.
And do you run? So do you run like training programs, or do you just
Yes.
throw people out there?
Oh no. Once you're set up on our website, once you've got a registered a command name and password, you can then get into our training scheduling system. There are 2 basic stages to basic training. The first is testing your knowledge of our standard operating procedure, which is on our website. And also we run you through a virtual drill, basically saying what the dispatcher would say, and you would respond with what the client would do. Beyond that, once you've passed that, we do an actual in-game drill like this one.
And it's just a whenever you're online basis. It's not like you have schedules like where you have to
No, that would be. We're not that organized. And at the end of the day, this is a game.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
real life comes first.
Absolutely. So again, I'll be posting a link for your homepage in the description, so people can go there and pick up the link if they are interested in joining and becoming a hull seal, or if they in the future need you guys help, then they know where to go. So they can put that in their favorite bookmarks, so they have that handy for the next time they crash into a planet.
Well, we're sort of ambivalent on the idea of repeat business. I mean, yes, it's always nice to have lots of call outs, but on the other hand, if we get the same client crashing into things too often, we start to wonder what they're actually up to.
Oh, it's a bit like insurance, isn't it? It's nice to have, and you're glad you have it, but you hope you never have to use it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for having me and talking me through the process and the life of a SEAL. I'm really happy we got the time.
letting us be here.
Yeah. But that's good for today. Please consider to subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.